Well, good morning, everybody. Grace and peace to you from our Lord Jesus Christ and all the saints here in Central California. And to the man that told me to stop with all the Jesus BS, dude, you need Jesus. Anyway, I thought I'd do another, since there's so many people out there in my comments that are talking about wanting to be network administrators and looking for network administrator jobs. I thought, well, why not? Why don't I go through another couple of job postings I saw come through on LinkedIn. See how see what they're looking for as far as network administrators out there. So let me find what am I looking for? I'm trying to share my screen. I'm missing all my buttons. Hang on a second. Oh, there it is. The bright green one right in front of me. So let's share screen number 2. That one, because it's probably easier to see. I'm sorry, I'm going to be looking over this way because my other screen's over here. So this one is a, let's see, what the heck is this? Network administrator, remote work from home. What do they want? What are they looking for? Okay, they're saying it's, okay, network systems administrator. All right, let's see what the job is. Immediate opening for a system administrator to join their dynamic team. Sounds like chaos. Keyword dynamic usually means chaotic, in my experience. Maybe your experience is different. In either Little Rock or Las Vegas. It's a growing company. We're seeking experienced professional who can bring their expertise to support our IT infrastructure. A minimum of 3 years hands-on experience in LAN support. Okay, so if it's a LAN, I guess that is a network, but it's not a very complicated network. That's a local area network. That's usually like one office, like a office network. It's not going to be connecting multiple sites or even multiple offices. It's going to be generally when they say LAN, it's like one broadcast domain, if you will, just one set of computers that are networked together. I'm going on and on about that, and I shouldn't. Office 365, desktop support. Okay, so desktop support isn't network administration. The desktop support is desktop support. Active Directory, Apple, Linux, and other hardware software requirements. Okay, just from that first 2 sentences alone, it doesn't look like what they're looking for is a systems administrator or network administrator. What they're looking for is basically a higher level help desk type person. And I'm not trying to disparage this job at all. This would be a great entry point for somebody who was looking into breaking into networking. So, excuse me, just one second. Ah, there we go. Okay, let's move on. So at least 2 years of direct IT corporate support experience, help desk, service desk, or desktop support. So again, they're looking for a more advanced help desk person. Familiar with configuring, supporting, and troubleshooting IT infrastructure, end-user computing, and IoT devices, including those deployed at remote offices. So if the thing that is broken is not in your office, they want you to be able to have the skills to troubleshoot it. So, remote desktop or Windows help, or I don't do remote support, so I don't even know what all the remote support tools are. You guys that do work on the help desk probably know that better than me. Okay, your responsibilities. You will provide tier 1, tier 2 support for asset management. Okay, so that's property coordinator, basically. You keep track of everything. Again, not really a network admin type thing, but that's okay. Different jobs have different things. Troubleshooting and maintenance of company end user IT hardware and software. Okay, end user IT hardware and software, help desk. Implement and maintain hardware, software procedures and standards, supporting end users on company approved IT. Okay, so you got to know their hardware, you got to know their software. You're going to be troubleshooting all the way basically to the PC level that the end user is using. Develop, test, and maintain software deployment packages using asset management software. So you're going to deploy software to these devices, be able to, probably image the machines as well. And here's where the higher level of help desk support comes in. They also want you to, wait, I skipped something, didn't I? Define and maintain desktop hardware standards, and say it right there, desktop hardware and procedures based on future company needs. Okay, so if you know they're going to be rolling out a new software package, start building a deployment package is basically what they're saying right there. Install, administer, support, and troubleshoot Windows servers and Linux servers. Okay, that's for most desktop folks, that's going to be a bit of an ask right there. Yeah, most desktop support folks, Windows servers you can get away with because it's just a PC. It's nothing special. It's just more people use it. So, if you do break it, more people notice. And Linux servers, not a whole lot of people are, at least that work the service desk or help desk, they're not all that familiar with Linux servers unless they're supporting a Linux environment. Day-to-day technical support to employees for network connectivity and internal computer systems, hardware and software. So that's starting to border on network admin there, is making sure that their PCs are connected to the LAN. Oh, maintain strong communication. Okay, so write weekly reports, basically. Desktop software license compliant, that's going to be part of this whole, did they say O365 up here? Yes, they did. So that's what that's about is, Office 365, there are license requirements. You got to make sure you're not going to run out of licenses. Incident ticket responses. Okay, so they have a ticketing system they want you to use. Research, evaluate, and propose new technology solutions to improve IT procedures or hardware software configurations. Okay. And then if you come up with a solution that somebody hasn't already, then document it. All right, makes sense. Okay, what do they want you to be able to do? They want you to have a strong experience with Windows 10 and laptops, desktops. Okay, that's most higher level help desk guys are going to have that. Proficiency in supporting mobile devices, Apple and Android. Yeah, most of you younger folks out there are going to know how to support the phones. DHCP wins and DHCP services. That'd be something you might have to learn as going from help desk to a network admin. They're really not that hard. I don't work with them that much. Wins, sounds like whoever wrote this doesn't really understand the network side of the business anyway. Nobody uses Wins anymore. Okay, maybe there's a shop or two out there that does. Mea culpa, there might be, but I haven't used Wins in 15 years. So Windows Internet Name Service, it's basically, if you know what DNS is, that's basically DNS for NetBIOS. DHCP services, it's basically make sure the server's running. I don't think you'll have to set up any new DHCP scopes or anything. Know when and how to restart these services here. LAN, WAN, wireless LAN, and data communications operations analysis. Well, basically, is it working? Can you ping Google? Can you ping the corporate servers? Usually when they say analysis, that's what they want you to do, is be able to troubleshoot when something is a network problem. And I'm sure they have a corporate network group that that oversees communications between their sites. This position won't be responsible for that. I can almost guarantee you. Again, they're wanting communications and problem-solving skills. Well, yeah, that's part of troubleshooting. They don't want you to be entry-level help desk. They want you to be a more advanced help desk, basically, is what this is saying to me. Troubleshoot basic and intermediate hardware and software issues. Motivated, interest in computers. So they want you to, they want a go-getter. They don't want this to be just somebody who's like, okay, well, I got nothing else to do. They want you to be interested in your job. Experience with telephony services, including VoIP, fax, and video conferencing. I think that's mostly they would like you to be able to assist with those things and test to make sure they're working right. And maybe, you know, turn on the video conferencing unit for them and make sure that it's working correctly. I don't think you're going to have to set any of this stuff up or do any kind of deep dive troubleshooting on them. Ability to diagnose and monitor server and network system problems and develop effective solutions. So yeah, know when things are up, come up with a way to monitor it automatically if you can. So yeah, 3 years of hands-on experience as a help desk. So yeah, I'm not going to keep going on in this. They list their benefits and all that. You can see the job up here and see how to apply for it on LinkedIn. So yeah, this would be a really good entry-level network admin job for somebody on a help desk that says, hey, you know, I want to do what you do. I want to be a network admin. So this kind of job is your foot in the door to that, because this is mostly going to be just help desk support still, but leaning more into more like managing servers and a little bit on the network side. This is more of a systems administrator job. I mean, it says it right there, systems administrator, duh. But network, they're making it sound like it's more network than anything. It's really not. It's going to be more server and desktop stuff with a little bit of networking thrown in, which is a great way to get started. That's kind of how I started myself. So, all right, that was that job. So I got one other job here. Let's take a look at this one. I haven't even looked at this one yet. Linux and network administrator. So if you haven't learned Linux, that's a good thing to learn, because Linux is a thing. It is out there. People do need help with it. All right, what does this Linux and network administrator need to do? We are looking for a client with familiarity with security concepts, firewalls, intrusion detection and prevention systems, and experience implementing security measures. In this role, you will revolve around. That's bad grammar, guys. This role will revolve around performing planned work in our government-accredited environments with a focus on ensuring standards, adherence, and minimum customer uptime across all services. Okay, well, yeah, that's what everybody wants, but okay. What is the actual job? Okay, plan, schedule, perform, and validate production changes across multiple disciplines. Attention to detail, yeah, okay. And the ability to begin with ambiguity and to end with a process. Okay, so apparently the customer has trouble defining what they need you to do, but they want you to kind of understand what they mean and then implement something based on that. Yeah, that sounds fun. You know, if you're good at, knowing what people mean and what they need versus what they say, that's basically what they're looking for. All right, let's look at this. Perform ticket management, record trouble tickets, and assign them based on urgency and issue. Okay, that's really not a network admin thing, but yeah, I don't know what the heck is that. Sorry, my ear's itching. All right. So it's not a red flag, but it's interesting because it sounds like you're also going to be running their help desk. Anyway, okay, monitor system performance and troubleshoot any issues that may arise. Okay, perform, coordinate, and communicate regular maintenance, system backup, and ensure data integrity. Okay, so you're going to be doing backups. Linux administration, that's kind of vague. Okay, it's like saying Windows administration, but I don't know what that means. So check and make sure that everything's running right, I guess, just like you would a Windows machine. I think they must mean on Linux servers there. Troubleshoot and resolve issues under the guidance of internal service owners and support deep dive investigation. Okay, so this is a company that they don't want you to just fix something. They want you to know, they want to know why it broke. So they want you to, whenever you fix something, you have to know why it broke. Create work estimates for assigned tasks and support prioritization and release management. Okay. When they roll out new things, roll out new software packages, they want to know how long it's going to take you to get those implemented. Proactively identify and communicate active defects to ensure maximum service availability. Okay, I don't know. What's that mean? Monitor, server, RAM, and disk space, maybe? Not sure what they're looking for there. Anticipate when things are going to break. I have trouble with that. Things just break sometimes, and I don't always know when it's going to happen. Participate in an on-call rotation to resolve application issues after normal hours. Okay, I'm in on-call right now. And having been in this on-call thing for 20 years now, there's really something to be said for being able to go home at the end of the day and go home and leave the office at the office. This job, just know that if you apply for it and you get it, you never go home. They're going to give you a phone, or they're going to get your phone number, and they're going to call you 24/7, 365. Well, rotation. So however many people are on the rotation. So at best, you'll get, I mean, at worst, you'll have every other week off from the on-call. That's the situation I'm in now. There's only 2 of us that are on call. So we alternate weeks. Hopefully you'll have a team of like 5 and you don't have to be on call that much. But I just urge anyone to think twice about any job that requires on-call work. Almost all of them do, but if you find that gem that doesn't, like at a bank or something where they're just not open at night, those are great. These 24/7 operations they're tough. They're tough. And some guys like that. They love that feeling of being needed and going in and doing stuff after hours. I don't like being needed. Stop needing me. Okay, stay up to date with industry trends and best practices related to Linux and network operations. Train yourself is what that line there means. We are not going to send you to any training. Conduct regular security audits to identify vulnerabilities and implement necessary measures to mitigate risks. You're responsible for security. So that's yeah, if you like that sort of thing, yeah, go for it. But I don't. I want a dedicated security team to handle that, because the security risks these days are just unreal. And it's hard for one person to keep on top of that and manage backups and run the ticketing system and anticipate hardware failures. Okay, so what are they looking for? Bachelor's degree in computer science or electronic engineering or equivalent. I don't know what the equivalent of those two things are. At least 10 years of Linux system administration experience. Okay, so they're looking for, you know, those guys with the beards and the Birkenstocks. This is going to be a Linux heavy job. At least, so 20 years experience, cumulative, 10 years of network administration experience, 10 years of Linux administration experience. So, okay, so if you worked at Canonical, this job is for you. If you don't know what Canonical is, it's Ubuntu. It's where they manage all the Ubuntu software and stuff like that. Experience in Shell, Python. Okay, this is totally a Linux geek job here now that I see the skills. Understanding of basic switching, routing, load balancing, and approaches to operating systems and services at scale. So yeah, I think this is all going to be like virtual networking, vSwitches on a VMware server or whatever Red Hat's version of that is. Proven ability to multitask and work within a fast-paced environment. Okay, that's again another code word for chaos. So it sounds like there's not real good crisis management at this job, so you've got to be able to manage all the crises yourself. Good understanding and experience with Linux, Unix, and platform system administration. They're not calling out a specific flavor of Linux, so they're not saying Red Hat, and they're not saying, you know, Ubuntu, or I don't even know. I'm not a Linux guy. I dabble. I mean, you see my Linux laptop. That's about the extent. Linux Mint is how Linuxy I am. Familiarity with security concepts and experience implementing security measures. So maybe they do have another team that runs these firewalls and IDS systems. Because at my last job, I mean, I had to have familiarity with like not the firewall so much, but the intrusion detection. We used a product called Tipping Point from HP, and that's exactly what it was: intrusion detection and prevention. And so we had to know how to get into them and manage them and stuff, but we didn't have to do any deep troubleshooting, and that may be what they're talking about here. This one's going to be a hard one for most guys. Active U.S. secret clearance. Okay, so that tells me that this is probably they've probably already got a pool of people that they're trying to draw from for this particular job. It's probably within the same company. Yeah, so active U.S. secret clearance. I had one at one time. It's not active. It's long deactivated, so I wouldn't even bother, because it'll cost them like, you know, 80, $100,000 to get you that clearance with the investigations they have to do. So they're trying to save more than just a buck. Excellent problem solving skills, attention to detail, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so yeah. So if you are a Linux geek who works for the military, basically, well, that'd be another one. If you're just coming out of the military, so this job would have been perfect for the guy I hired at my last job. This younger kid, he just gotten out of the Navy not too long before this, and so I'm sure he still had an active secret going on. He was the worst interview I had. I interviewed like 3 or 4 guys, and he was the worst one. But I just had a feeling about him because he would just give me these 1 or 2 word answers when I would ask him questions. And so I interviewed him, and I said, "You have any Linux experience?" "Yeah." "Well, can you tell me what your Linux experience is?" And, "Oh, well, yeah, all the sonar scopes on the sub are based on Linux, and I used to have to troubleshoot those." Okay. And anyway, we went through the interview, and just it wasn't, but I had a gut feeling, so I said, all right, let's give this kid a chance. He's out of the Navy, you know, so I kind of feel, you know, he's a veteran. I want to help him out. Turned out to be the best hire I ever made. Turns out that U.S. fast attack submarines, at least, Their entire sonar, active and passive sonar systems are all based on Linux. They're just Linux computers. And they're all networked together. So the submarine has a computer network within it. And it's got a WAN because the submarine networks to the outside world too. They can send email from the submarines. I didn't know that, but yeah, they can. And they do it in kind of a burst. They'll come up near the surface, they'll transmit a bunch of data, receive a bunch of data, emails go out, emails come in, whatever, go back down, do their thing. And yeah, so he actually would have been a great candidate for this, because he was messing around with Linux systems, he was messing around with computer networking on the submarine, and so yeah, someone like him would be a good fit for this job. If you're a help desk guy and wanting to break into networking, this wouldn't be the great job. That first job would be a lot better. Yeah, so anyway, where's my thing? I'm gonna stop my share. There we go. Now my face is big again. So anyway, that's the two jobs that I thought I would critique, review, whatever. And LinkedIn is a fairly good source for jobs. Indeed, Monster, Career Builder. I think I got this job I have now. I think it was Indeed. I think. Anyway, just keep your eye out there and look at the jobs, not just what they're asking. Try to read between the lines like I just did. And of course, I'm coming from 30 years of experience in the industry. So I mean, I can kind of, when they say we want this, I know what they're really saying is they want that. So I mean, I've got that going for me. But you guys are smart. If you're into help desk or you're into networking, you're smart. You'll be able to read between the lines. So all right, it's early and I need coffee. So as always, thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, click the subscribe button, click the notification bell. If so inclined, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. Just don't be telling me to stop talking about Jesus, because that ain't gonna happen. And for all you reformers out there, Soli Deo Gloria. We'll catch you guys all next week. God bless.